Hey guys, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel and like what you see, please consider subscribing. Everyone, please give me a thumbs up if you like this content, as that really helps me out here on YouTube. And now let's jump right into today's DIYs. For this first one, we're going to create this gorgeous wood and gather sign. I have my wood sign from Dollar Tree, some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and a gather house sign that actually comes in little split up houses from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cover my sign with the paper like so. I just use my finger to create a crease where I need to cut, and I use a piece and then another little piece to cover this. I did use a glue stick, but you could also use Mod Podge if you preferred. I try to line this up best I can so you can't really see the crease, although in this case the crease will be mostly covered. But once my sign is prepared, I'm going to take my gather houses and paint them with Waverly Plaster chalk paint. I am then going to lay them out on top of my sign and figure out my placement before gluing them down. And I do try to start toward the middle when I'm gluing down so I can adjust as I move outward. And here's what this looks like. Now I'm going to take a little bit of antique wax on a brush and begin brushing around my little houses to create some distressing, but this is totally optional. If you don't like distressing, sorry, I can't talk this morning, then you can go ahead and skip that part. Next, I'm taking some of this greenery and just pulling it off its stem, and right on the top middle of my sign, I'm going to create kind of a swag formation with this greenery, just hot gluing it down and leaving a space in the middle for a bow. I have this cute polka dotted ribbon from the Dollar Tree that I'm crisscrossing over until I have a little X formation. I'm going to trim off my excess and then just kind of cinch my little bow in the middle with some jute twine, but you could use a pipe cleaner or a zip tie if you preferred. I'm going to hot glue that down between my little greenery swag. I'm also going to add a little twine bow and a little bee, and here's what this looks like. For just a couple dollars, you have this gorgeous gather sign that's very customizable. You could use any colors, any ribbon, or any scrapbook paper that you please. Now let's move along into our next few DIYs. These were really fun to create using wood as well. We're going to begin with this wood round. I love this little farm fresh cow. Let me show you how I did it. I took this wood round from Dollar Tree, painted it with Waverly Plaster. I have this little cow on a stand from Dollar Tree, and also this Dollar Tree wallpaper that I cut into two pieces. I am then going to apply my pieces to the top and bottom, leaving a space in the middle. Dollar Tree has several different wallpapers, so just choose what you like, trim off the excess. Then I broke the stand off of my little cow and just kind of trimmed the feet down. You'll want to be careful and maybe sand down there too so you don't get a splinter. I glued my cow in the middle of my round, and then I used some antique wax to distress the plaster part of my wood round. Again, totally optional, but I like to wipe it off a little bit with a damp paper towel or a baby wipe. Then I distressed my cow with that plaster color. I took a Farm Fresh Word from Dollar Tree that came in a pack last fall, and I glued it down on top of my cow, then distressed that with the antique wax. I created a bow with some burlap that I had on hand by just folding it over and then tying it tightly in the middle and fluffing out my sides. You could use any type of ribbon that you like. This is just what I had on hand, and I think it really added to the look. So once I get my bow shaped, and this is a little more difficult than it is with wired ribbon, but it works, I'm going to take a little piece of wire ribbon I had left and just create a smaller bow to place on top for a stacked look, and I'm just going to tie them together. Once that is all done, you can go ahead and glue your bow down to your sign. So here I am just arranging it a little bit more, getting it exactly how I like it. Then using hot glue to place it right at the top of my round and holding it until the hot glue has dried. Once that is done, I'm going to come in with some lamb's ear from Walmart. You can get this for just a couple dollars, and it comes with 2 sprigs. I just cut it down, remove a few of the leaves so that I can arrange them how I want them after this is glued down, just so I have a little bit more control over placement. And here's what this looks like. This DIY was so quick and easy and only cost me a couple dollars. I love how it looks. Okay, let's talk about today's challenge. It is hosted by Zaina at OK at Home DIY and Connie from Connie's Workshop and DIYs. Their guest hosts this month are the ladies from DecoRave. All of these ladies are so talented. You'll definitely want to check out their channels, which I will link below. I'm also going to link the playlist below so you can get tons of wood DIY inspiration from some of my favorite creators. Okay, let's go ahead and jump back into my wood DIYs for today. So for this next one, we're going to create a quick and easy Dollar Tree family sign. We're going to be using a wood plank from Dollar Tree, an MDF family word, which we will just cut the hanger off of, and we're going to use some plaster and celery colored chalk paints. We're going to paint our wood plank in this plaster color. Then I'm going to add 3 strips of painter's tape to one side, and I actually purchased this painter's tape at Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to remove my middle strip to reveal a little line, which I can paint with my other color, which of course is the celery, but you can use any color that you like. I am then going to remove those other 2 pieces of tape to reveal my little stripe. I also glue on my family word, which I had painted with the celery color, and I'm going to distress over the family word with some antique wax. Once that is done, I also distress my sign with the antique wax, but again, if distressing is not the vibe that you like or the style that you are going for, just leave it out. I just thought that this looked really cute. Then I'm going to add some greenery to the side that does not have the stripe. I just kind of put 2 pieces in a swag formation up and down, and then I glued another burlap bow to the middle. I absolutely love how this looks. At the time I thought it was a little bit big, but I think it looks really cute. You can do any type of bow that you like. I made a tiny crochet lace bow. This crochet lace is from Dollar Tree. I just made kind of a shoelace style bow and glued that to the middle of my larger bow, trimming off the ends at an angle for a boutique finish. And here's what this looks like for just a couple of dollars. I absolutely love it. Okay, let's get into a quick and easy DIY. So quick, in fact, if you blink, you'll probably miss it. You will need a wood oval from Dollar Tree and some wood beads. I used these in a previous project. I'm just going to glue these 4 to one side of my wooden oval using some hot glue. Once that is done, I'm going to paint this entire thing in Waverly Plaster chalk paint, but of course use whatever color paint that you like. Once that is done, I'm going to cover my entire top with painter's tape from Dollar Tree. Once I get it all covered, I will then remove every other piece of my painter's tape to show some stripes. I will then paint all the exposed pieces in with my Waverly celery chalk paint, but again, use whatever color you like. I did not paint the sides going down, but you totally could. I then removed my painter's tape to reveal my beautiful crisp lines, and here's what that looks like. I then added on some rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree, but this is totally optional, and Dollar Tree has tons of different rub-on transfers, so you could really create this little riser in any style that you like. It was so easy to do. I just rubbed on these little transfers, and here's what this looks like. You could seal it with some Mod Podge to make it more water safe. And now moving into our next wood Dollar Tree DIY. I have 2 more of those wood planks from Dollar Tree. I have a Dollar Tree Windmill, and I have a package of Dollar Tree wood planks. This is optional. I'm just going to use it to attach my 2 wood pieces, but you could use popsicle sticks or whatever you had on hand. I just think this looks a little cleaner and it's a little quicker to do. So I'm just going to add 3 of these on. I only show adding 2, but I did add 1 to the middle there. And once that is done, I'm going to flip it over and paint this whole thing with Waverly Plaster chalk paint. I'm then going to take this tea towel that I was lucky enough to find at Dollar Tree. It came in a 2-pack, and I'm going to cut off the bottom so I have that design there. I'm going to add hot glue to what is the bottom of this tea towel, and then I'm going to place my sign on top and then fold my designed piece of fabric over like so. I'm sorry if I'm explaining this a little weird, but I know you can see what I'm doing. I will then fold the sides over, gluing as I go, and I do make sure to glue at the bottom so I have a nice seam. I'm just using some hot glue here, and this worked out really well for me. Basically what you're trying to do is create a pocket. Then I'm going to go to my Dollar Tree windmill, and I'm going to cut off the bottom piece so that I have just a windmill part. In doing so, the little top middle of the windmill will probably pop off, but you can just attach that back with some hot glue or a little Dollar Tree super glue gel if you prefer. And here is what that looks like. Now I have some of this eucalyptus. This was actually from Temu, but Dollar Tree does sell gorgeous greenery or even florals if you prefer. I'm just filling in my pockets. I'm just kind of making sure that some of it goes outward on the sides to add a nice little finish to it, but you could have it going straight up if you like, whatever you prefer. Then I'm brushing over this with some antique wax. I even brush over my windmill a little bit. I'm taking some of this crochet lace from Dollar Tree and just putting it across the top of my pocket using hot glue, making sure I glue down on either side. I will then create a little bow with this crochet lace as well and add that to one side of my little fabric pocket. And once that is done, you have a gorgeous wall hanging or shelf sitter, however you prefer. You can just add a hanger to the top if you like, but here's what this looks like. So customizable and so easy to do. Okay, let's move into another Dollar Tree wood DIY. This gorgeous family sign is, again, I'm going to keep saying quick and easy, but it really is. You grab up this MDF wood from Dollar Tree. I have some Dollar Tree wood planks, and I also have that longer wood board from Dollar Tree again. I am going to remove the hangers on everything, and then I'm going to take these little wood almost crate style pieces, and I'm going to place them on top of that wood plank. I'm actually going to go ahead and glue them down. I'm just trying to get my sizing or my placement right first, and they will hang off on either side, but it is on the board enough to give it a support, and this is nice and sturdy. So I'm going to begin gluing them down. I like to glue down from the middle and then move out to either side. Again, I just use hot glue, but here's what this looks like. You could use a 6000 or super glue if you felt that was necessary. I then spray paint my family word with this color of spray paint here, and I paint my sign with Waverly plaster chalk paint. I hot glue my word to my sign, but again, use any colors that you like. I'm taking some greenery. This greenery is actually from a Dollar Tree pick, I believe, and I am doing the swag formation again with some pointing upward and some downward. I am taking some Dollar Tree ribbon and just cutting it into two pieces, which I am then folding over into loops. I will then place them next to each other and squish them together to create my bow. This is just another quick and easy way to create a cute little bow. And so here's what this looks like. I just tied it with some twine in the middle, and then I'm hot gluing it between my greenery. Now I'm going to add a little hanger to this sign like so. And here's what it looks like. I think it is so adorable and so easy to create. If you wanted to make this into a tray, you could just not add that family word and then just add a handle at either side. Okay, moving on into this crate DIY from Dollar Tree. I have 4 of these Dollar Tree crates or boxes. You can get them without the holes between each line of wood, or you can get them like this. I'm going to glue them into 2 sets of 2 and then glue my 2 sets of 2 together. I just use hot glue, but you could use super glue gel or E6000, whatever you prefer. I spray painted this whole thing with that same color, and then I am going to add some handles. So I cut 2 pieces of rope from some Dollar Tree rope. I just made sure they were equal. And then I'm going to place them through the holes on either side of my crate and tie a large knot once I get it placed the way I want it. Once my knots are tied, I can just go ahead and trim off any excess, and then I do make sure it's about the same on the other side. I did cut my rope just a little bit long, so I figured out the placement and then just trimmed off the excess. But here's what that looks like. I think this is so quick and easy to make. but again, so customizable. You could use a darker robe, you could use a different color spray paint, but here's what this looks like, a functional and adorable on a budget. You could add anything you like to the middle. And let's move on into our next Dollar Tree wood DIY. This one is going to be inspired by Caitlin over at Crafts by Caitlin. She made this party of 5 sign, and here is mine. Now, of course, I don't have just 5 in my party, but I made this as a gift. So I'm using a Dollar Tree sign that already has the frame on it. I'm painting it with apple barrel burnt umber. And I used my Cricut to print out the party of and the 5. I placed them down on my sign, and then I painted over it with Waverly plaster chalk paint and began removing all of my Cricuted letters. Dollar Tree does carry stickers that you could use if you don't have a Cricut. Here's what this looks like. I then took some lighter brown color on my brush and began distressing over this sign. Again, as I've said so many times in this video, if you don't like distressing, just don't do it. So I'm going to use a couple different colors just to get the look that I am going for, kind of an old, shabby, dirty wood look. I just really like that. I also took some Dollar Tree sandpaper and sanded over this to again add to the distressed look. This was literally so quick, so easy, and I think it is so pretty. Again, customize the colors to any way that you like. So thank you, Caitlin, for this inspiration. And now we're going to move into another one, also inspired by Caitlin over at Crafts by Caitlin. She made this cute little Stay a While wooden standing block, and here are mine. I'm going to use these MDF but also wood pieces from Dollar Tree, and these little Thankful and Blessed wood pieces from Hobby Lobby that come in a pack. They're actually made to decorate a table place setting. Now I have these 3 different colors from Apple Barrel. Use any 3 colors that you like. You just want a light, a dark, and a medium. So I have my burnt umber here, which I'm beginning with. I'm just going to brush over both of these wood pieces with the burnt umber until I like how it looks. Then I'll come in with my medium color and then my lighter color. So again, just do this as heavier or as light as you prefer, but I really wanted a nice wood grain look. So once I get all 3 colors on, I then begin going back over with a darker color just to make sure it's not hidden too much. And I played around with this and I had a lot of fun. Once I get these how I like them, I allow them to dry, and then I am going to go ahead and begin decorating them. So I painted my little wooden words with some paint from Dollar Tree. It's a chalkboard paint, and then I'm going to glue my words on right on top of these signs in the middle, and they fit perfectly. I thought that this looks so cute, but Dollar Tree does also sell little wooden words that you could use. Now I am going to take some ribbon, and you can find this type of ribbon at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree sells lots of different thin ribbons. I'm honestly not exactly sure where I got this one, but I have seen this type at Dollar Tree. I form a little bow with some tails, as you've seen me do, and then I glue them down to the middle top of each wood piece, and I am going to just cut my tails at an angle for a boutique finish. And here's what that looks like. You could totally add some greenery to either side if you wanted to. I left these plain. I wanted it to look like the inspiration, and I thought that they were really cute. Okay, let's do another craft inspired by Caitlin over at Crafts by Caitlin. Here is hers, and here is mine. I wanted to make a large home sign too, so I'm going to take this windmill that we just used in a previous project, and here's the project we used it in. I'm also going to take an MDF sign from Dollar Tree and 4 wooden cutting boards from Dollar Tree. So of course you remove the plastic, and I paint all 4 of them with Apple Barrel's burnt umber, and once I get them all painted, I set them aside to dry, and then I'm going to move on. This DIY is so easy, but again, customize it to whatever colors that you like. You could use acrylic paint, chalk paint, whatever you feel. I am then going to distress up this windmill even more by adding some burnt umber over the top of it to give it an old kind of rusty look. Again, absolutely optional. Once that is done, I'll set that aside outside to dry. So lots of painting in this DIY, but still really easy and fun to do. Now I'm going to come, once all my pieces are dry, and assemble. So I'm going to put hot glue on all 4 of these cutting boards once I get them nice in a line, and then I'm just going to place my MDF sign on top. And that is the easiest way to attach everything. Now you could use E6000 if you preferred. I'm then going to use my Cricut to print out my H, my M, and my E, but you could use stickers or whatever you like. I am then going to go ahead and paint over it with some Waverly Plaster chalk paint. I do not do a full coverage paint job. I kind of do a messy job on purpose. And then I'm going to remove my H, my M, and my E, and it reveals that beautiful burnt ember color underneath. Now, once that is dry, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue my windmill to that empty wood plank because it is my O. But again, use super glue, E6000, whatever you prefer. This worked out okay for me. Now I'm going to come in with another color of brown, that lighter color again, and I am going to start brushing it all over this sign. Again, use whatever color of paint that you like. I just wanted to add some highlights to this. I wanted to add some more color to this, and I thought it looked really pretty. So here is my finished look. I absolutely love it. I love how you can still see that burnt umber peeking out from underneath, but use whatever colors you like on this. It is so easy. You could add a hanger to the top if you want to hang it, or it is a cute shelf sitter as well. Okay, let's move into another wood DIY from Dollar Tree, also using this wood framed piece. I absolutely love these from Dollar Tree and wish I grabbed more. I also have this little cutting board from Dollar Tree, which I painted with Waverly Plaster and distressed with that light brown color. I have a small strip of that tea towel that we used in a previous DIY. It is from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to fold it around the bottom of my cutting board to create another one of those little pockets. So just making sure that my sides are glued down and then just folding the bottom up, and that will create a little pocket on the front. Once that is done, we're going to glue the cutting board down to the middle of the wood sign. Once that is attached, you can go ahead and decorate this thing. I used some ribbon trim from Dollar Tree to decorate the top of my pocket. Then you can fill your pocket in with whatever you like. I used some little picks from Dollar Tree. They were so cute. I love the little dark blue berries, but you can use whatever you prefer to just cut down and fit in there. I also added a little shoestring bow to the front of my pocket. Once I got my pick placed inside, I did remove some of the top leaves and add that in at the bottom to make sure that this looked filled out. So here's what that looks like. Customize it to any fabric for the pocket, any type of greenery or floral that you like, and any ribbon. So quick, so easy to do. Now we're going to move into another recreation of one of Caitlin from Craft by Caitlin's DIYs. I made this gorgeous blessed wood round. So I'm going to begin with the Dollar Tree wood round, which I paint in the color Plaster by Waverly. I am then going to create stripes on this wood round with this ruler here and a pencil. You can use whatever you like, but the pencil actually works out really well on top of the chalk paint. So I'm just starting in the middle and then working my way out on either side to create these lines. Once that is all done, I will distress this circle with some burnt ember that I had left on my brush. Again, totally optional. I just like the look that it gives. And then I used my Cricut to print out the letters to spell the word blessed, but you could use Dollar Tree stickers or rub-on transfers, whatever you prefer. I found these gorgeous floral picks from Dollar Tree. I was so thrilled by them. They have so many different beautiful things all attached together. I just swagged 2 of the picks back and forth, tied them together with twine, and hot glued them to the top of my sign. I'm using these 2 ribbons. These are from Walmart. They are not wired, but I actually made them work fine, although I do prefer wired ribbon. Sorry about that little bit of noise. My son's rescue dog is still a puppy and does not understand that mom needs quiet sometimes. So anyway, once I get my 2 bows formed, I'm going to stack them on top of each other and tie them tightly together using some twine. But again, you could use zip tie or a pipe cleaner, whatever you prefer. Just cut off the excess twine, and then I arrange my bow by fluffing it out and pulling it until I get it to look how I want it to. Then I'm going to glue it down between the these two floral pieces. Here's what this looks like. It's so quick, so easy to do, under about $5, and I just think that it is so pretty. You can easily add a hanger to the back with a piece of jute twine, and again, I love this one. You'll have to let me know what you think about it. Now let's do a couple more fun wood DIYs from Dollar Tree. Let's create these little farm animals using 2 Dollar Tree cutting boards, some Dollar Tree contact paper, and some animals on those little stands from Dollar Tree. First thing you're going to want to do is cover your cutting boards with this contact paper, and I also paint the sides of my cutting board with Waverly ink chalk paint. I cut a square in the middle of each of the pieces of contact paper before I attach it, and that way when I glue my animal down, I can glue my animal directly to the cutting board and not just to the paper. And yes, I did remove the sticker off the back of the rooster, but here's what that looks like. And of course, we've removed our animals from that wooden plank, but here's what we look like so far. And now we're going to add little hangers to the back of this using some Dollar Tree ribbon. Optional, you can add words to the middle of your animals like I did using Dollar Tree stickers or your Cricut, and I think these are so cute. Okay, moving into another one that again is quick and easy. I am going to take a Dollar Tree canvas. It's actually from the plus section. It is larger, and it was $3. I removed the canvas. I have my Waverly ink chalk paint, and I had this set of wooden rings from Dollar Tree. I paint everything with this ink color chalk paint, and then I glue my 2 rings together. Once they are glued together, I'm going to take some more of this ribbon. I guess it was from Hobby Lobby, and I purchased it I think after fall, but I'm just going to glue it around the top of my frame by gluing it down, wrapping it around, gluing it down again, and then I do fold it to the back and glue it one more time to make sure that it is glued all the way around. I'm then taking some more of this lamb's ear from Walmart, and I am swagging it right at the top of my rings like so. I then create a cute little bow with this buffalo check ribbon by folding it over until I have 2 loops on either side. Actually, do I do 3 loops on this one? Nope, I do 3 loops on this one. So 2 or 3 loops, whatever you prefer. Then just cut off the excess, tie your bow tightly in the middle, and you can glue it down right between that little swag that you've created. And this is so adorable. This is so fun to make. I actually will be going ahead and adding a smaller bow to the middle of this larger bow. I just think that that really dressed it up and made it look fancier, but you'll see that here in a second. I also did pull off a couple of the leaves before gluing these swags down. So again, once I get everything in place, I can add those extra leaves where I feel like they need to be, just to fluff this out a little bit and give it the exact look that I am going for. So here you can see what I was talking about, gluing down my bow, adding in these extra leaves just to fluff out parts. And then here's that smaller bow that I promised, and I left tails on this one because I thought the tails looked really cute. I'm cutting my tails at an dovetail, which means I fold them over, cut a triangle upward for a boutique finish. And here is what this looks like. Paint it whatever color you like. Use whatever greenery or florals that you like. So customizable and so easy to do. Okay, let's move into our next DIY using some Dollar Tree wood crates and some wooden cutting boards from Temu, but Dollar Tree does sell MDF cutting boards throughout the year. So here is what it looks like, and I am going to go ahead and use my Waverly ink chalk paint and my Waverly plaster chalk paint. I'm going to paint my cutting boards with ink and my crates with plaster. Once that is done and everything is dry, I can attach them together. I do use some more of this buffalo check ribbon to put around the middle of my crate before I glue it down, but that is totally optional. I just liked how it tied these colors together, and then I glue the crates onto the cutting boards, just making sure that they are placed at the bottom in a way that my cutting board can still stand. I then add little bows to the front of my wood crates, and I put some of that ink chalk paint on a little spongy brush and go around the top of the crate for an enameled look and some contrast. I then added little hangers with the ribbon to the top of these cutting boards, and you could put whatever you like in the crates. I think these are so fun. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate you. Again, if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so, and giving me a big thumbs up really helps me out. See you soon, friends. Take care.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel, and thank you for watching today's craft, and stay safe.